Welcome, everyone, to Prime Briefs, where Elias and I share a few minutes of the high points of our week. Elias, how was your week?
My week was fantastic. Always something new and unexpected in conversations with my clients, students, mentees. What I would like to highlight today is the aspect of mindfulness. I recently recorded a podcast on mindfulness, and lo and behold, here comes a conversation with my client, and we are talking about mindfulness all of a sudden. And one thing that is so interesting is that we are not always conscious that we have this organ, this brain, that is just an organ, right, in our bodies. Just like we have our stomach, we have our lungs, we have our livers, we have a brain, and each organ in our body has a function, and the function of the brain is to think. And the brain will create thoughts, but not all the thoughts that come to our mind are legit. And but sometimes we we attach ourselves to these thoughts so wholeheartedly, and we begin to believe in these thoughts to the point that sometimes even derails us in the way we are perceiving ourselves and perceiving the context of our world. I say this because I feel that this affects each one of us, and having that distinction is so important. But I also say this because it affects the coaching process, the coaching moment. What are the thoughts that are coming into our minds in the middle of the coaching conversation that, because it is our perceived reality, we believe that it is the same that is happening with our clients? And having the opportunity to detach from this thought and the client's what is real for the client is a crucial aspect of coaching that I feel that sometimes one of the hardest things for coaches to understand and to grasp. So it was an interesting conversation, and I always like to bring this up because such a crucial part for us individually and for us as coaches. What about you, Amy?
Well, I took a little inventory this week for myself, right? As you know, Elias, I'm putting the final touches on our personal integrity process for our level 2 program coming up this September. And a lot of this is an accumulation of things you and I have brought into our own growth, right? As coaches, how we needed to grow personally. And I sat back this week and I took inventory over the years of these concepts that I've been living by and the changes it has brought. And I was gobsmacked. Like, I couldn't believe the impact these concepts had, and my own commitment to always pushing my own growing edge. You and I both agree on this, and we preach it at Prime Coaching Academy that coaches should always be pushing their own growing edge, because it's really hard to ask that of your clients when you're not doing it. And so when I looked back over the past 30 years that I've been a coach and learning coaching and then becoming a coach educator and adopting these concepts, I was just floored at all the changes that I can very confidently say would have never happened without these concepts and me being a coach. So that was pretty eye-opening.
That's beautiful. Fantastic. Yeah. On the journey we go.
On the journey we go. And on the journey all of you go. Thanks for joining us this week for Prime Brief, and we'll see you next week.